Have you ever felt like there's something big in the Bible that no one ever told you about? Yeah, there are verses that almost no church talks about. Not because they don't matter, but because they're too strong, too uncomfortable, or just ignored. Today, I am gone. I'll show you 3 forgotten verses that can totally change the way you see your faith. These verses deal with topics most preachers avoid: sin, spiritual alertness, and revelations that demand more than just hearing the word. They demand change. Stick with me till the end, and you'll see why these verses were left out, and how applying them can bring clarity, protection, and even comfort in the middle of a crisis. Feeling unsure about right and wrong lately? Going through spiritual darkness? Wondering if God is even listening? Then, stay with me. These forgotten words might be exactly what your heart needed today. Verse 1. The word that confronts, not cuddles. Hebrews 10:26. For if we deliberately keep on sinning after we have received the knowledge of the truth, no sacrifice for sins is left. This verse is like a bomb that many churches diffuse before it causes discomfort. That's why it's rarely read during services or sermons. After all, it doesn't talk about blessings, victories, or open doors. It talks about responsibility, awareness, and consequence. You know that idea of God forgives everything, no matter what. Hebrews 10:26 brings a serious reality check. It shows there as a spiritual limit for people who know the truth and still choose to keep sinning. We're not talking about human weakness or a one-time fall. We're talking about folks who've heard it, got it, lived it, and still act like they haven't. That's why people skip this verse. He calls out shallow faith, the kind that wants promises, but not repentance. And maybe that's where you're at. You know what's right, but keep doing what's pulling you away from God. This verse isn't here to condemn you. It's here to wake you up. If God's showing you this now, it's because there's still time to turn back before no sacrifice is left. Verse 2. The word that demands full alertness. Matthew 24:12. Because of the increase of wickedness, the love of most will grow cold. This is one of those verses we read but hardly hear anyone really explain. Maybe because it hits a nerve. The end times won't be marked just by wars or disasters, but by love growing cold. And here's the scariest part. Jesus isn't talking about the world. He's talking about people who used to love, but don't anymore. How many times have you felt your heart colder, your faith weaker, your love for God and people fading without even noticing? That's the prophecy happening right now. Evil has become normal. Sin became just life. And in that climate, hearts go numb, spirits go dull, and we don't even realize how far we've drifted. This verse is a wake-up call. If you're not alert, the world around you will kill the fire inside you. And maybe that's already happening. But today's the day to light the flame again. Real love, the kind that survives a cold world, only lasts if it is fed by God's presence. Verse 3. The word that reveals a forgotten warning. Ezekiel 33:6. But if the watchman sees the sword coming and does not blow the trumpet to warn the people, the sword comes and takes someone's life. That person's sin is on them. But I will hold the watchman accountable. This might be one of the most intense and ignored verses in the Bible. It speaks directly to those who know the truth, but choose to stay silent. The watchman represents someone who's alert, who sees danger coming. And God makes it clear, if you see the threat and don't warn anyone, you're responsible. Ever felt deep down that you had to say something to someone, warn them about the wrong path, but stayed quiet out of fear or judgment? This verse is about exactly that. In times like ours, where everything's just opinion, where truth is optional, God still expects there to be watchmen. People willing to sound the alarm and speak truth, even when it hurts. This verse calls you out as a Christian. Are you a watchman? Or just silently watching others be destroyed? Have you warned your family, your friends? Or are you hiding behind the idea that everyone lives their truth? Watching this till the end might awaken that forgotten duty in you. Not just to be saved, but to fight so others find the way too. Now that you've seen these 3 verses most churches never read, it's clear the Bible has way more than just feel-good messages. These verses challenge you to look at your faith honestly, face hard truths, and take a real stand in your spiritual walk. If these verses spoke to you, don't let the message die inside you. Share this video with someone who really needs to hear it. And get ready, because in the next video, I'm revealing the 7 angels who appeared before the apocalypse. Secrets most people have never heard that might change everything you believe about the end times. Click the next video and keep walking this path with me. Don't let the flame die. See you there.